All right, music fans, welcome back. It is Dave, the real music observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, just like yours truly right here. Last night, went out to this place called the Buckingham Blues Bar in the town of Buckingham, which is actually part of Fort Myers, kind of out in the sticks, heading to the northern end of Fort Myers. Mostly cows and pastures and fields and so forth, and more for the rugged individualist out in that area. I'm maybe 15 minutes or so from this particular bar, and I've driven by it so many times and noticed the motorcycles and the souped up, jacked up muscle cars out front, and I said, eventually I'm going to go check this out. Last night I checked out this guy who is just phenomenal, just an amazing player. His name is Jason Ricci. All right, here's one of his albums. I actually picked up two of his albums. There's another one of his albums. And then his guitar player, John Lacey, who was just amazing. So you can see I got 3 CDs, and I think I got a 4th one coming, according to Jason's wife, who also sings. This is old-fashioned, let me put it this way. It was great roots music. Even if you're not a blues fan, this guy's claim to fame is he's a great harmonica player. He's played in Paul Schaefer's house band when they were at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He kind of reminds me of the Jay Giles band rolled all into one person, because he's got the frontman capabilities of Peter Wolf and the instrumental skills in there. Just even if you don't like harmonica, this guy has an effects tool that he uses. He can make the harmonica sound like a steel drum or a keyboard. It's just breathtaking to hear this guy play. And the Buckingham Blues Bar, this was just an experience, a cultural experience, where the age group is probably mostly 50 and up. There were probably a few 40-somethings and an occasional 30-something in the room. But these are all folks that like to still have a good time and don't feel as though they're over the hill, like they don't want to listen to good music. And in my estimation, this is like the remnant. You hear about in religion, you hear there's a remnant of this particular group over here. These folks represent the people that grew up listening to either blues or classic rock, and they understand the language. They interpret this language, and they were so reactive to this show that it was akin to like a church service. It was something spiritual, and watching it and hearing it and absorbing it really changed me, because it got me into a side of music that I didn't know I liked so much until I actually saw the performances live. Now, there are some slower tunes on these albums that are probably going to take more than one listen for me to really appreciate, but this set was filled with everything. It was rockin', it was funky, it was R&B, it was blues, obviously, it was acoustic, it was bombastic, there was comedy. And some of the comedy embedded into the lyrics of some of these songs was thought-provoking and just really just a good time. This guy, Jason Ricci, really is extremely talented. And, you got to be somewhat talented if you're on Johnny Winter's posthumous album, Step Back, where he wins a Grammy Award. This is your harmonica player on one of the tracks. So he's got to be doing something right, which is really scary to me in a way, because it sounds as though good music is starting to go underground in some circles. The melodic rock has all fled to Europe for the most part. There aren't really any melodic rock bands in Europe. The rock, classic rock, blues style, you can call it blues rock because that's a format now. Because it's not entirely slow blues. It's got more of a harder rock guitar in it. That's the kind of stuff I listened to last night. And I got to tell you, if I'm stranded on an island and you give me choices between certain formats, the blues rock format's going to be way up there. It's going to be, choose this one first, this one second. If you can't have this one, then what's your third choice, that kind of thing. This is going to be way up there. Last night was fantastic. I would highly recommend, if you live in Florida, Southwest Florida, anywhere in the state really, to come down and check out this Buckingham Blues Bar. It's a landmark. They do some cool things on the weekends where they do kind of an outdoor festival on Sundays, and you hear some great music, and it's like a picnic area and a pavilion and so forth. And you hang out, you talk, and you have fun. More importantly, you're going to hear the roots of rock and roll, which has always been the blues. So that's it for my little breakdown of my fun evening last night. This guy, really good. Definitely check it out, John Ricci. And then this is, again, Jason Ricci. He's got albums that date back to like the 1990s, so he's been around. He probably dates back further than that, but that's what I can find. All right, I'm done with this video. I'll be back soon. Talk to you then.